The story follows a geneticist who tries to heal her child's condition using experimental therapy. However, her actions lead to the creation of a clone of a woman named Ashley. The clone initially appears as a thick black substance that rises from a tank, but she eventually cleans up and dresses herself. The geneticist's son, Spencer, is present when the clone wakes up and offers her a glass of wine. He tries to jog her memory by playing music and asking if she remembers anything, but Ashley claims she does not. Suddenly, Spencer attacks Ashley, strangles her, and repeatedly hits her head until she dies. He disposes of her body in the tank outside. Later, the geneticist's mother, Victoria, arrives and gives Spencer a journal to write his thoughts about Ashley's clones. She asks if Ashley seemed different, but Spencer assures her that she did not. Victoria analyzes the previous clone's DNA and discovers that something went wrong. Spencer slips the diary under Victoria's door, and she reads it while he is away. Victoria meets with Parker, the father of her child, to discuss Spencer's condition. Parker suggests that Spencer needs clinical help, but Victoria insists that she can protect him. Victoria creates another clone of Ashley, and she waits for Spencer to wake up before seeing how the new clone behaves. When Ashley wakes up, Spencer tries to jog her memory again, but he ultimately kills her in the same way he did the previous clone. Victoria watches the murder, and she cries while Spencer destroys the camera. The story flashes back to a few months ago, where Spencer witnessed a man leaving a woman stranded in the middle of nowhere. Spencer later meets the real Ashley and learns that she was headed in the wrong direction. Back in the present, Victoria realizes that the clones do not feel authentic enough and discusses this with Parker. He asks her what she learned, and she admits that she needs to create a more realistic clone. Victoria spends more time with the new clone, hoping to make her more real, but Parker points out that her employees will notice her absence from work. Despite this, Victoria promises Spencer that the new clone will become more authentic with time. As Victoria leaves the room, Spencer overhears her and the new clone talking in another room. He watches them from afar, but Victoria catches him and closes the door. Later, Victoria draws a portrait of Ashley with ants on her face and takes a walk, where she meets her neighbor Marissa and offers to help her unpack. I went to his house that night to draw a portrait of Marissa. Suddenly, Marissa arrived at her house to give me cookies. Victoria opened the door, so Marissa handed over the cookies as a gift to thank me because I had helped her. After she left, Victoria scolded me for befriending Marissa, but I defended myself by saying that I was just helping her. During another conversation with Parker, Victoria asked me to report on Marissa, wondering if I was fixated on her. Then Victoria revealed that I was drawing Marissa. Parker questioned me about the new clone of Ashley, and Victoria told her how she planned to use key parts of Ashley's life to make the clone more human. One day, Marissa found me at her door, and I gave her the portrait I had drawn of her. She was amazed by my talent and asked me to design a tattoo. She showed me the back of her neck where she wanted the tattoo, which made her nervous. I told her that I liked it, which made me blush. In the house, Victoria asked me where I had been, noticing that I had met with Marissa. Victoria insisted that she did not want to see her again. I argued that she didn't want me around either, but Victoria defended herself by saying that she was doing everything for me. She asked me if I wanted to meet her, so I promised to prepare her for tomorrow. We went back to another flashback when I met Ashley. Ashley came to my house with Ella, and I told her that my mother worked late. She shared that my mother was a geneticist, and then prevented Ashley from entering her lab. After that, she asked to use the bathroom, only to use substances. She came back with Ella and asked me for wine. I offered to take her to the next town when her mother arrived, but Ashley decided to play one of her favorite songs and then asked where the room was. Returning to the present day, I met the new clone. Victoria explained to the clone that I was shy and had to talk about my interests to be more comfortable. She liked art and music, so I played her some music. She reviewed her sketches while Victoria waited by the door, nervous for what was to come. I showed her more of my sketches, but she was terrified when she saw some haunting portraits of herself. When she was scared, I saved the sketches. She then asked me how long I had known her, and I told her that I had known her for a long time. Then I started to drown her, and Victoria listened as her son ended up killing Ashley after putting away the body. I told my mother that everything seemed fake, saying there was a limit that he felt between the world and the one of suffocation. However, today, she felt like she could breathe, like the first time she made something. At first, Ashley thanked her mother, and the grill finally revealed that they've had good results. They decide to continue with the experiment to see how long the positive effects last. They hope that finally, I can return to the real world and have a normal life again. The next day, I remember the past, and when Marissa arrives bored in the neighborhood, she asks me how she can handle the silence. I admit that I like that silence. Marissa likes to think too much, according to her therapist, whom she sees for her eating disorder. She asks me what disorder I have, but I see Ashley's hair on the ground that was left when I was dragging the body, so I hide it under my shoe and stay quiet. Marissa drops the question and invites me to an art exhibition. I don't answer, so Marissa asks me Spencer to find evidence that can help Marissa. As she searches through his room, she finds a notebook with sketches that look similar to the ones Marissa was searching for. However, before she could investigate further, she hears footsteps approaching and quickly hides in the closet. To her surprise, it's not Spencer who enters the room, but his father, who starts rummaging through the same drawer where Yellow Knight found the notebook. She listens in shock as he talks to himself about how he needs to get rid of the evidence before anyone finds out. She realizes that he must be involved in something shady and that Marissa's disappearance might be connected to it. Yellow Knight manages to sneak out of the house unnoticed and hurries to inform Taylor about what she discovered. Together, they decide to investigate further and try to find out what Spencer's father is up to and how it's connected to Marissa's disappearance. Spencer warns them about the past. Meanwhile, Ashley flips through Spencer and Auntie's sketchbook when she sees her own portrait. Marissa and Ashley listen to this question. She's in the room though. Spencer corners her in the kitchen and without another option, Spencer begins to strangle Marissa. She reaches for a nearby bottle of wine and hits him on the head. Marissa tries to escape by calling 911, but in the process is overpowered. She drags herself and finds a hammer out of the closet and uses it to break free from the room, finding Spencer already with Marissa. But Spencer stabs her before she can get closer. Seeing the headlights outside, she rushes to the lab just before Victory enters the front door. She finds out he's a clone. Meanwhile, Victory finds Marissa's corpse and slaps Spencer, surprising him. Spencer fights back, saying he tried to keep everything from Marissa, but she knew about it. Downstairs, Ashley Bell is reviewing records on a computer with a camera, looking for evidence that she is wanted by the police. She also discovers that Marissa called 911, so she orders her son to get rid of it without realizing that Spencer has already escaped. Victory panics because the police will come. Spencer assures his mother that he will take the blame, but she tells him that they will leave together. Spencer takes Marissa's body to the tank while Victoria goes to the lab, and Ashley confronts Victory with a hammer, demanding to know what she really is. Victory defends herself, saying that her son saved her life, but Ashley remembers that Spencer killed Marissa. Furious, she hits Victory with the hammer, but ends up breaking the computer. Spencer hears that and rushes to help his mother, and Victoria tries to calm Ashley down by telling her that she's the one. But Ashley hits her, and Spencer arrives and jumps on Ashley, but she kicks him and runs. She hides behind a car and waits for the opportunity to attack. She approaches him from behind and keeps hitting Spencer until he falls, and she finishes him off by throwing his head against the ground. Finally, the police arrive and take Victoria. Spencer is dead on the floor, and Victory cries for her son. However, Victory doesn't give up, so she soon gets rid of all evidence of her experiment, and then another chapter begins where she cloned her son. I hope you liked the video. If so, please leave a like, subscribe, and activate the bell. Don't forget to comment below your favorite part. Thank you for watching.